Let's get this party started.
J Torch and friends. It's about to go down, baby. Yeah. Round and around and around. Yeah. When love goes around, it comes around. It comes around. Can't stop it. When love goes around, oh, it comes around. Here it goes. Yeah. DJ Torch. Chair, the family's here. Voices are warm, the vibe is clear. Love, yeah. Love goes around. Ooh, DJ Torch and friends, it's about to go down. Yeah. It's about to go down. Yeah. Laughter and truth, a gentle sound. Hearts open wide when the love goes round. About to go down. Love goes around, it lifts, it flows. Love goes around and everybody knows. Love goes around from me to you. Love goes around, it always comes through. Yeah, yeah. Torch and friends, round and round it goes, love goes around.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining the show.
Love goes around. Round and round it goes.
Uh-oh. Let me move forward.
Paramount Studios backlot as part of Vogue World Hollywood Live, a now annual event that celebrates fashion and film and gives back to the community as well. This year, several film costume designers were honored, including Ruthie Carter, who designed all the costumes and won Oscars for both Black Panther movies so far. So of course, Ramonda's regal gown from that scene at the UN needed to be showcased again. And while other film homages throughout the fashion show were done by models or new actors in the role, Angela was the one actor that was asked back because who else?
So it's gotten to me. It's really gotten on my nerves. The amount of negative attention Black men have been giving Black women, to the point where other races of men have to come in and rescue Black women. That's just really sad. It really is. But let's keep it going. Let's show the greatness of Angela Bassett right now. Here we go.
And Angela's such a good actor. I couldn't tell if this was her just channeling the character or she was really having an emotional moment, being back as Ramonda again with little look to the skies to we all know who, and then a moment to kind of center and calm herself as she made her way down the runway.
Hold on. Okay, here we go. So yeah, Angela Bassett is at it. Looking great. And these are mostly non-Black people showing homage to Angela Bassett. You don't hear her brought up a lot of times here in these spaces. This was amazing, this show here. but I can't show it because there's music and stuff, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to bring it back in. Hold on one second. So as you know, we're here because Stephen A. Smith and company have been, talking a lot of smack. And I'm getting tired of them targeting Black women. I really am. For example, this beautiful woman right here, Misty Copeland right here. If you don't know who Misty Copeland is, she is a premier ballerina and has had a long career in front of some of the best stages in the world. Here's what's going on. And then now we got dudes like this, halfway going to prison and shit, talking this kind of smack. Check this out.
Let's go. We go. Let's go. Want to get back
That's Glorilla. And you saw, Boosie.
Man, I sat next to Glorilla tonight. Glorilla popped her shit for her. Like, that's my man. Man, Glow and Mulatto need to make the song, but that's my man. Glow, you cut up tonight. Hey,
why is he laughing? Why is he laughing at her?
Oh.
Do it sound like she's holding women accountable? I don't know, but y'all decide.
A lot of women use men cheating.
Listen, this is going to be funny to a lot of people. You got to hear this. This is my boy over there at Urban Lounge. He's a former 304 who's trying to tell women what to do. Don't ask me why, but he is. But let's listen. Here we go.
Do it sound like she's holding women accountable? I don't know, but y'all decide.
A lot of women use men cheating as a trump card and don't acknowledge the things they did that deteriorated the relationship.
So she's trying to say that, you're trying to just use the fact that I cheated a million times on you and gave you things and shit. That's why you mad at me. The thing is that basically the bottom line is that usually it's the cheating that deteriorated the relationship. If the relationship is so bad that the thing is this type of pick me shit stuff or whatever you want to call it has got to stop.
A lot of women use men cheating as a trump card and don't acknowledge the things they did that deteriorated the relationship. I want to hear more accountability for relationship issues from all women.
Men cheat 90% of the time. When men cheat, they cheat because that's just who they are. They were cheaters before, during, and after. They'll always be cheaters. That's just the way men are built. Men don't go out and cheat on their woman because they're in a rocky relationship. They really don't. Most men don't. I will say 10, 15% tops will do that. Most of the time, what caused the rocky relationship was all the effing cheating. Where this woman came from, talking this, what is her name? Taylor Chandler, I guess. Where this woman came from with this ridiculousness needs to just go back. This is type, I'm not calling her a mammy, but you could call it type 10 mammy behavior. Because we have seen women bend backwards for men only for them to continue to cheat from their last relationship. So this is the worst advice a woman could give another woman is this, because what it does is it allows you to be used as a doormat, because the man will start to do that crap where he's like going to blame everything on you, that manipulation, gaslighting shit to make it seem like it's always your fault, whether it is or isn't. Because he's, oh, why are you going to say that? See, I cheated on you because the dinner wasn't ready at 9. You know, that kind of shit.
Even if he cheats, lock the doors and have a seat.
No, F that. He's just going to do it again. If he cheats on you because there's something wrong with the situation, relationship, or whatever, it's not because it's rocky. It's because that's the way dude is built. When I was playing sports, I played for one team. If we won a game, great. If we didn't win a game, oh well. But I didn't go start looking for another team. This is what this woman wants you to tolerate. I'm going to go to her channel and talk to her about this, because we need to have a debate, because this is dangerous rhetoric right here. 9 times out of 10, what she's explaining to you is not the case. It's because of the dude cheating, is because the relationship is rocky. So and shutting the door, especially if the guy's belligerent, no, hell no.
Accountability for your part.
The only accountability you would need to take is you unfortunately chose a man who cheats. If you take accountability for a man cheating because he's not happy, or there's a communication problem, so you were supposed to tolerate things that were said in vows. You're supposed to break those to tolerate that because he cheated. What? Oh my God.
In the deterioration of a relationship, even if he cheats.
Oh man, you know something? I'm going to have to remix this thing. I'm going to have a conversation with her though. Nailed it. Low self-esteem. Yeah, you would be, that is it. I can understand if the relationship is rocky, that, you know, the man might give the quiet treatment a little bit, or the man might, you know, be a little bit moody, or, you know, just kind of distant. Though that's understandable. But to go out and cheat with somebody else, much like what Cam did, has nothing to, There's nothing. I have shown everyone time and time again in videos over and over, in live streams over and over again. Cheaters are cheaters. Cheaters are cheaters. This is ridiculous.
It's too easy to use cheating as a trump card, and then you do not have to look at yourself. Is there such a trump card?
Next thing she'll be telling you is that you're supposed to take left and rights and be okay with it. I'm serious. I'm going to go over there and ask her that. I said, look, so let me ask you this. So after the dude cheats on her and then she gets upset about it. So, and then he starts putting the hands and feet on her. Is that cool too?
And don't acknowledge the things they did that deteriorated the relationship. I want to hear more accountability for relationship issues from all women. Even if he cheats, lock the doors and have a seat.
You got to be kidding. The reason, I don't know about you, but the reason that most women get into a relationship is for exclusivity. And if you're unable or unwilling to do that as a man, then basically to a large volume of women, you are not valuable. You might cheat. You might be able to trick them into, being with you until they find out you cheated on them. But when the value your value is going to drop down, because women want a man. They want a man, not a boy trying to be a man. And if you have to keep playing around in the playground with other people, then that's the reason why Kevin Samuels made up that little theory of high value man is. Because what he did, if you notice, he never said anything about a high value man doesn't cheat on his wife. He never said that shit. In fact, he said the opposite. So a man trying to brainwash women into thinking thinking that men are supposed to be able to cheat in peace. And this woman right here, it sounds like to me she went to that sunk in. Let me keep it going now.
Trump cut food stamps. You know what that means? Vagina gonna be at its lowest. In saying this,
I wanted to play that because you can see the mindset of a lot of these red pillars. The red pillars to the right, by the way, not the left. That's public offender to the left. The red pillar dude is the one in the smaller photo. Basically is like this. And I think public offenders blank face listening to this dude is perfect, because it just shows you how predatory these misogynist dudes are. Because the first thing that came out when they were talking about food stamps, is how desperate women will be. Nothing about how many kids will starve. Kids that belong to men too. All those women that were giving their man a break on child support because, they were able to get their little food. They were able to get food, right? Y'all see, winter's coming for you dudes, because that's what the play is what they're going to do is they're going to force women to get money from their men instead of women just saying, F it. I'll just go ahead, hook up with these food stamps, continue with my little job and call it a day. Now you dudes are going to have to come out your pocket. But you guys didn't think about it like that. So you all are talking some smack, aren't you? Winter is coming, but I guarantee you not. Fellas, you better grab a jacket too. You better grab a jacket too. Act Natural Under Pressure in the house. Good seeing you. Tevin's in the house. Jackie Gaines is in the house. Let's keep it going. Here we go. Yeah, winter is coming, but I guarantee you when your child support bill for the week comes up, you're going to be pissed. Oh, man.
Everybody keeps asking me why I ain't got no man and why I'm not married yet.
It's safer. It's 6 times safer to not have a man. How about that? It's 6 times safer to not have a man in your life. Unfortunately, in our community, that's what the odds are. I mean, having a man, period, is already adding to your mortality rate. But in our community, the problem is it adds even more. So that's why if a man ever comes at you with, well, you don't even have a boyfriend, just tell him you're safer too. You're actually technically safer. Tell him to Google it or tell him to come to my show. You're legally safer not having a man. That's why women are safe. That's why Black women are more single, because you respect and love peace and safety. And unfortunately, there's not enough of us good men. There's not enough of us Klay Thompsons out there to go around. That's what's going on. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
Pretty simple. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And by the looks of it, a lot of these men, Black men specifically, are not either.
Bars. It's exactly true. I mean, men are out here talking about wanting polygamous relationships, including Dr. Umar, who sees himself as a relationship expert. So where's the issue here? It's factual that women in our community want more relationships than a man does. The men in our community do not. Otherwise, there would be, I would say, at least 50% less single mothers in the community. Who's doing the pumping and the dumping, as you guys call it? It's not women. It's not women. So why are women's own men dumping on each other so much? Let's start with Steven. Here we go.
What Bakari Sellers needs to recognize is, why don't you tell what the truth is? Why don't you speak about the level of resentment that you really, really have? That the American people are more willing to listen to somebody like me or the others that you mentioned rather than you.
That's not a flex, because basically the thing is that if you're being the clown of ESPN and they're paying you for it, that's one thing, but it's not a flex. I mean, they're not saying he thinks he's respected more than he is in this field. That's what I think. Here we go.
Who's been doing this for years, out of South Carolina and then some. Nobody care what you have to say. I'm giving you pub right now by talking about you. Sit your ass down.
I wanted to spend a minute in response to the comments made by Stephen A. Smith on his podcast yesterday. Usually I ascribe to the notion that you don't roll around with pigs because you both get muddy and the pig likes it, or you never argue with fools because people who are watching can't tell the difference. But I thought it was necessary just for me to respond and be extremely clear about my issue. And Stephen, is this. I utilize words like charlatan because you use your platform, one that you've grown with great success, a very large platform that people listen to. But you use your platform to tear down the people who are actually in our communities doing the work. That is a great responsibility that you have. And so what you hear in my voice, and I want to be extremely clear, what you hear in my voice is not resentment, my guy. I don't resent you at all. In fact, I pray for your success. But what you hear in my voice is disappointment. It's disappointment because we have a level of expectation for you.
Exactly. Exactly.
We in our community have a level of expectation for you, and what you hear in my voice and many others is disappointment.
Bars.
See, I know the shoulders on which you stand. I know Big House Gaines, basketball coach at Winston-Salem State University. I know Stuart Scott. I know Dave Roberts, who helped create your platform at First Take, who used to come over to our house in the 1980s before I was born and eat spaghetti dinner when he was just starting out in Greensboro, North Carolina. I know you stand on the shoulders of strong Black men, and you are disappointing us every time you continue to chop down those people who are doing that real work.
Bars. Bars.
And so, yeah, I think it's necessary that we call that out. I think it's necessary we have that level of accountability, especially right now while you're appreciating the gaze of those individuals in the White House, the gaze of people like Sean Hannity, Bill O'Reilly, but yet and still you're quiet as a church mouse pissing on cotton when Donald Trump is out here trying to take away our voting rights, when he's putting police and National Guard in our American cities, taking Black and brown people out of their homes. Yeah, you're quiet on those things that matter. And when people like Jasmine Crockett or Kamala Harris or even Bakari Sellers speak up and speak out, you rather tear us down than actually talk about the issues that are directly affecting our people. So yeah, I'm not resenting you. I'm more prayerful than you ever would imagine. And so I hold you to that level of expectation, but I think at the end of the day, we're different. I think we're different because you rather those individuals and the Donald and Eric Trumps and the Bill O'Reillys to say, job well done. And I'm looking for people like Marion Berrien and Julian Bond, Judy Richardson, my dad, Cleveland Sellers. I'm looking for the people who actually did the work and whose shoulders we stand upon to be able to look at me when I'm done with my journey and say, you put your heart in it. You put your shoulder to the wheel to help our people get out the ditch.
Bars. Bars right there. So basically, let's move forward. This great woman right here, we all know what she did. Here we go. Dawn Staley.
Welcome to the press conference for the SEC Tournament champion South Carolina Gamecocks. We're joined by head coach Dawn Staley, student athletes Tahina Paopao and Malaysia Fulwiley. We'll begin with questions for the student athletes. Please raise your hand. We'll bring a microphone to you. Here in the second row.
Yep, Malaysia, obviously local product. You've wanted to be in a moment like this for South Carolina ever since you were a kid. To come up big like that, just how special was this moment for you?
You know, it meant a lot to me. Considering the fact that I'm only a freshman, so it's my first time around, and this is a great first experience for me and my team and the other freshmen, Tessa Johnson, and the newcomers, Pau. I'm just blessed to be here and excited.
Front row. We'll go here and then there.
For either of you guys, hectic moment there in the end. How do you maintain your composure, and what's your conversation like in the huddle before you go back out to end the game?
The main point was just we got to finish it out. These last 2 minutes, we just got to finish it out, be composed. It's a mental thing, and we got to stick together. And at the end of the game, we just got to, be there for each other and finish with high heads up.
Right here.
Malaysia, you were right in the middle of that. I guess can you just kind of take us through what happened there, at least what you saw?
I'm not sure.
Let's go forward and let's go over to the coach. Here we go.
To the state of women's basketball. Camilla's a star, and we just really can't have her in a position where she's in the locker room for anything other than halftime and the end of the basketball games.
In the back, or second row first, then we'll go to the back.
Coach, obviously, we've talked about Fulwiley multiple points during this season. She's had huge moments all year long, but this one may kind of take the cake a bit. What's it like for you to see her out there and be hooping, as she's saying?
Her maturation process has been great. She's a learner. I know she just said she's out there hooping, but she's out there hooping and learning and grasping what it takes to play at a high level.
So this great woman right here with an impeccable career, right? What does Stephen A. Smith do?
Some of the people in the media, when you're gathering in public, you're saying things about our team and you're being heard and it's being brought back to me. Okay? And these are the people that write.
What do you think a third title means for Staley's legacy?
Man, I think it cements her as one of the GOATs as far as coaching.
So basically why Staley said that was because he started, of course, doing his regular shit, disrespecting black women. Welcome, Mrs. Flozart. I don't know why I got that. Mrs. Flozart in the house. So anyway, here we go.
That's what allows her to coach at such a high level. She's a 2-time Naismith Player of the Year at Virginia, 6-time WNBA All-Star, 3-time Olympic gold medalist. Circle that 1996. Their success, the USA team in 1996, helped birth the WNBA, where she became.
She's an icon, another icon, right?
We're not bar fighters. We're not thugs. We're not monkeys.
The WNBA world woke up to absolute shock and chaos. What started as just another heated sports segment took a turn that no one expected. When Stephen A. Smith made his explosive on-air remarks about Dawn Staley, he probably didn't realize the storm it would unleash. Within hours, social media was on fire. Fans, players, analysts, and even former legends weighed in, some defending him, others calling it the most disrespectful comment of his career. But it was Dawn Staley's raw and emotional response that froze the entire basketball world. In this video, we'll break down what Stephen A. said, why it hit so deep, the reaction from WNBA players, and how this moment could change the tone of women's basketball media forever. But before we dive into it, welcome to the channel. If you love powerful sports stories, locker room truths, and behind-the-scenes drama, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and join our fast-growing community of sports truth seekers. Let's get into it. It started with a heated discussion on national TV. Stephen A., known for never holding back, questioned Staley's coaching methods and player development approach. His tone wasn't just critical, it felt personal.
Why does this dude act like he knows everything when he doesn't even, he doesn't know anything. He was never a great basketball player or anything. So why is he giving people advice on shit he knows nothing about? That's what bothers me, number one.
The segment went viral in minutes, with fans flooding timelines, calling it crossing the line. But here's the twist, Dawn Staley didn't respond with anger. She responded with pain and power. In a press conference that quickly trended worldwide, her voice cracked as she talked about
Reddick in the house, Act Natural Under Pressure in the house, Miss Flozart in the house, Jackie Gaines in the house.
Years of fighting to build respect for women's basketball. And in that moment, the narrative shifted from a hot take to a cultural moment. Big names like Aya Wilson, Candace Parker, and Caitlin Clark shared emotional reactions, some even calling for media accountability. Hashtags supporting Dawn trended for hours. Even rival coaches spoke out. What makes this moment explosive isn't just the comment, it's how the entire league closed ranks to protect one of its own. This isn't just about two big names in basketball. This is about respect for women's sports, narratives controlled by powerful media voices, and how one comment can ignite an entire movement.
So he literally talked smack about a woman who just won another trophy. How do you do that? I mean, I don't get it. That's why I listed this. It's gotten so bad that non-black men have to defend black women now. When are black men, when are we going to wake up and just realize how disrespectful we have been to black women? I mean, how many examples do you need? Let me keep it going. Then he went at.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian. Welcome you guys.
Then he went at Jasmine Crockett. Let me play right here.
Of generals and the Navy, how is his constituents served? Does he serve his constituents like Mike Johnson, who constantly calls recesses so he won't have to deal of the matters of Congress? Or Jim Jordan, who's been in Congress for 18 years and never has written one piece of legislation in 18 years. I wonder why it isn't those people that he singled out. We're never going to argue about the efficacy of Congress. I think we have an agreement there. I think that they are not effective. I think that they don't do the job. I think that they don't represent their constituents well. But Jasmine Crockett is a member of the minority party. She holds no power. Her party doesn't have any power. She's not at the top of the minority party. She's a very junior congressman. So why would it be her that you would single out? Her job to represent her constituents. When you're in the opposition party, the minority party, your job is to object and to be loud, to be a fly in the orbit, to gum up the works. She's doing what it is she has the power to do, what's in her capacity to do, what's in her bandwidth to do. This is what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to make it harder and make it louder. That's what she does. She represents her constituents by being a member of the opposition party and to, by definition, oppose. I don't care in any paradigm you look at. Leadership starts at the top and goes down. Stephen A. Smith would have you believe it starts at the bottom.
Excellent. So you heard what D.L. Hughley had to say there. So I woke up this morning. I was going through the internet and I came across a post from Hollywood Unlocked. And it says, Jasmine Crockett reposts message about Stephen A. Smith after his recent comments about her. And I'm like, well. Let's see what she had to say. So let's get into the slides here. Here's one post that she reposted of Willie D. Shout out to Willie D. Willie D said, Stephen A. Smith taking shots at Jasmine Crockett ain't just messy, it's weak. Dude sitting on one of the biggest mics in America. And instead of using it to uplift, he's tearing down a black woman who's out here putting in the real work. That ain't critique, that's betrayal. Jasmine Crockett ain't the problem. She's the kind of woman who walks in a room full of snakes and makes the snakes flinch. Meanwhile, Stephen A. showing us what happens when the paychecks gets louder than the principal. That sucker bleep straight up. So that was Willie D.
Exactly. Now, he didn't stop there. Nope. Oh, Stephen didn't stop there.
If I'm married and my wife is going to join trolling her ex, go back to his ass. Because clearly you don't belong with me.
ESPN's Stephen A. Smith is not impressed with Serena Williams' Super Bowl cameo. The tennis icon appeared during Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show performance February 9th, while he performed the Grammy Award-winning Drake diss track, Not Like Us. Of course, her appearance was no coincidence, given that she reportedly dated the Canadian rapper in 2011. Serena's appearance had everyone talking, including sportscasters at ESPN. And while many praised Serena's surprise appearance in New Orleans, the same couldn't be said of First Take host Stephen A. Smith.
If I'm married and my wife is going to join trolling her ex, go back to his ass. Because clearly you don't belong with me. What you worried about him for and you with me? I gotta get that lick back.
You heard what he said, right? Listen to this.
You know what? I'm gonna hit you with the how Oprah does it, cause she say your first name real quiet and stare at you.
Yeah, Stephen.
Stephen.
Yes.
If you know so much about marriage,
yeah,
why have you never been married?
Because I didn't know how to act. This
Is
is
it in the
simple.
book?
It's
Your fault.
It's totally my fault. Totally my fault. It's not anybody's fault but mine. I was on the road over 200 days out of the year. I'm not going to be faithful on being on the road 200 days out of the year.
You can.
He a hoe. He's a hoe. Stephen A. Smith is a 304. Trying to give marriage advice to a woman who's been married, what, 15 years? To a high value man. A high value man by every sense of the word. Stephen A. Smith is a low ass, cheating ass, dirty dog. He said it himself. He couldn't stay loyal. There's a lot of things you can do. If there's 300 days, he's on the road 300 days in a year. What makes him, and he gets paid millions, right? So it's not a problem for him to take his wife with him, right? You see how shallow and stupid his excuse was? Let's go over that again.
If you know so much about marriage,
Yeah,
why have you never been married?
because I didn't know how to act. This
Said
is
it in the
simple.
book.
It's
Your fault.
It's totally my fault. Totally my fault. It's not anybody's fault but mine. I was on the road over 200 days.
See, I want you to hear his shitty excuse. It is the worst excuse you could hear.
Married.
Because I didn't know how to act. This
Said
is
it in the
simple.
book.
It's
Your fault.
It's totally my fault. Totally my fault. It's not anybody's fault but mine. I was on the road over 200 days out of the year.
So remember now, it's not like he's making a few dollars an hour. He's making great money. You don't have to bring your wife with you all 365, but you could bring her 100 100 by yourself, 200 with your wife. He didn't want her there because at the end of the day, remember when I was playing the young lady who was saying about the cheating part? He's built for cheating. He's a 304. That's the best way. That's all I needed to say is I'm a 304. And this was done long before, I believe, let me double check. I believe he said this long before he talked that shit, about Serena. Serena don't cheat on her man. So why is he trying to give her advice? He's at a lower level when it comes to the marriage relationship thing. It's okay for him to be a hoe. You can be a hoe. That's your life, bro. But stay in your lane, bro. In fact, let me bring that along. Let me bring that lane thing along.
Stephen A. Smith just got humiliated and embarrassed on his own live TV show. It all started when Stephen A. Smith went on his show and talked about the Super Bowl halftime performance by Kendrick Lamar. While talking about it, he threw shots at Serena Williams' husband.
If I'm married and my wife is going to join trolling her ex, go back to it, because clearly you don't belong with me.
Fast forward to 8 months later, Serena Williams' husband, Alexis Ohanian, makes an appearance on First Take and says this.
Also, too, Stephen A. Smith, I think you had some marriage advice for me. Is that right? Or
Well, you know what? Listen, I did it. People, headlines are headlines. We can get into that another time, but I was
hoping you were going to be here.
Headline. See this dirty dog thinking headlines are headlines, my ass. Remember, he said this.
You know what? I'm gonna hit you with how Oprah does it, because she say your first name real quiet and stare at you.
Yeah. Stephen.
Stephen.
Yes.
If you know so much about marriage,
Yeah.
why have you never been married?
Because I didn't know how to act. This
Said
is
it in the
simple.
book.
It's
Your fault.
It's totally my fault. Totally my fault. It's not anybody's fault but mine. I was on the road over 200 days out of the year. I'm not going to be faithful on being on the road 200 days out of the year.
If he says he cannot be faithful 200 days out of the year, he can't be faithful, period. And that's one of the reasons, the problem I have with the whole manosphere is that they hoes. They're no better than the passport bros. They just don't want to go. They just stay at home more. Shout out to Anna, Mom, and Bridget. They hoes. Y'all hoes. That just say it. And the thing is this, you want to be hoes, fellas, be hoes. But don't be calling women hoes. Don't be a hoe and then try to diss women and say they hoes. When you know you out hoe. When you know you out hoe. When you know you out hoe. Statistically, realistically, permanently. Let me play old Stevie one more time.
Marriage.
Yeah,
Why have you never been married?
because I didn't know how to act. Just
Said it in the book. Your fault.
It's totally my fault. Totally my fault. It's not anybody's fault but mine. I was on the road over 200 days out of the year. I'm not going to be faithful being on the road 200 days out of the year.
There it is. I don't know why Anton's looking so surprised. Who? That's how y'all are built. Unless you just want to throw the woman out with the bathwater. With their child, of course.
Stephen A. Smith just got humiliated and embarrassed on his own live TV show. It all started when Stephen...
Okay, so in today's video, we got to talk about Stephen A. Smith getting checked by Serena Williams' husband live on ESPN First Take, man. And I want to break this thing down for everybody because people were pointing out the fact that Stephen A. Smith didn't have no rebuttal. He didn't come back. He didn't try to check Serena Williams' husband for confronting him live on his show. Mind you, ESPN First Take is his show. So you know how Stephen A. Smith gets when he gets called out and checked on his show. You know, he always gets loud and rowdy with people like Ryan Clark, Jay Williams, Swagoo, or whoever he's talking to when they get into these like heated debates and stuff. You know, Stephen A. Smith always has to point out how many people he put on the show and what he does on ESPN.
Right. He talks a smack. That's what he does. So let me go right to it. Here we go.
I said many. And by the way, Cam Newton, while you're doing that, you can ask the bosses themselves. Plenty of times, spanning my 20 plus years here. Look at the roster. Look.
Thank you for that, so I appreciate it.
So Serena Williams' husband checked Stephen A. Smith for this clip I'm about to show you guys. Remember when Serena Williams was dancing at the Super Bowl because Stephen A. Smith has said some things about Serena Williams in this clip right here.
Shout out to T Mama in the house, Angela Reddick, Act Natural Under Pressure. Here we go.
And Drake were together at one point in time. And it seemed like everybody wanted to get their lick back.
And we all know what happened. We all know what happened to this man right here. You know, it's funny they talk all this relationship shit and then they be in shambles. We all know what happened to his $100 million account, right? We all know. We all know what happened. Here we go.
RC's, what Stephen A is saying, if he was in that situation and now he's married, he's not allowing none of that's happening.
Hold on, no.
That's what he said.
If I'm married and my wife is going to join trolling her ex, go back to his ass. Because clearly you don't belong with me. What you worried about?
Yeah, nobody belongs with you. You just said, remember what I need to play that clip again. Sorry, guys. I need to play that clip again. Let me play it again.
You know what? I'm gonna hit you with the how Oprah does it, because you know she say your first name real quiet and stare at you.
Yeah, Stephen.
Yes.
If you know so much about marriage,
why
have you never been married?
Because I didn't know how to act.
Said it in the book.
Your fault.
It's totally my fault. Totally my fault. It's not anybody's fault but mine. I was on the road over 200 days out of the year. I'm not going to be faithful being on the road 200 days out of here.
Okay. And we're back here.
Okay, so in today's video, we got to talk about Stephen A. Smith getting
Go
checked.
forward.
Because clearly you don't.
Oh yeah, hit that subscribe button.
Ask because you hadn't been married before.
Okay, let me put this on here. Here we go.
Stephen A. Smith, I think you had some marriage advice for me. Is that right? Or
well, you know.
So the man has to defend black women and our legacy. I think it's safe to say that Serena Williams is an icon in our community. So for this man to defile Serena Williams in front of the world, I wouldn't be surprised if ESPN made him eat crow. Let's see what the man who's supposed to be our enemy, right? Who's supposed to be our enemy, did to defend black women.
Stay up to date with all of my current YouTube videos. Peace.
Stephen A. Smith, I think you had some marriage advice for me. Is that right? Or
Well, you know what? Listen, I didn't. People, headlines are headlines. We can get into that another time. But I was hoping you were going to be here. I'm not. Oh no, I am not qualified. Married? Right. Oh no, not me.
So he wasn't saying that when he was talking shit about Serena or Jasmine or the illustrious coach who just won her, in her league. No. He had no problem giving them advice, even though they were doing just fine, right?
I ain't qualified, my brother. I'm not qualified.
I was going to ask because you hadn't been married before, right?
I am married.
No, see. Okay. Yeah, because I give advice to plenty of founders who want to build billion-dollar companies, and the reason I do that is because I build billion-dollar companies.
Yeah.
So I generally try to stay in my lane as advice.
Then we'll talk marriage advice later. I've run 13 years strong.
Why is she trying to save this dude? She knows he's getting in his. So why? Let me go back here. I just caught that.
Okay. Yeah, because I give advice to plenty of founders who want to build billion-dollar companies. And the reason I do that is because I build billion-dollar companies.
Yeah.
So I generally try to stay in my lane as advice.
Then we'll talk marriage advice later. I've run 13 years strong. We got you. Alexis, thank you so much.
So this tells me this was not scripted. He might have scripted what he was going to say, but I can tell you O'Harian was pissed. He was effing pissed. I wouldn't be surprised if he talked to ESPN uppers, said, I need some mic time. You going to give me some mic time? Or I pull some of my peoples out. That's what happened.
Athlos NYC 2-night event in New York. Incredible. Can't wait to watch. I'm looking for a Tiffany's crown. Appreciate you, Alexa.
Okay, so as we can see, Stephen A. Smith got checked. And her husband said it flat out like, yo, I wish you was here. I thought you were going to be here in person. Because that's how serious he was. He probably wanted to wait until the cameras cut off. And he probably was going to check Stephen A. Smith and let him know like, yo, I didn't like what you said about my wife. But you see how Stephen A. Smith backed down. He got shut down. And Serena Williams' husband even said like, yo, oh, are you married? No, you're not, right? Oh, well, see, I talk about helping people get billion-dollar companies because that's what I do. He was sitting there telling Stephen A. Smith, like, yo, shut your mouth. You're not even married, so you don't have no rights to talk about what married people should do. And yeah, Stephen A. Smith was quiet as a church mouse. And his co-host even seemed a little bit uncomfortable because
she was uncomfortable because she knew he was about to get roasted. Shout out to Femi in the house. Shout out to New York City in the house. To Kelly, here we go. Bridget's in the house, here we go.
Probably didn't know Serena Williams' husband was about to do that live on air. So let's see if Stephen A. Smith had that same energy he had for LeBron James after LeBron James confronted him. That he went on that world tour talking about LeBron James and what he would have did and what he should have done and what could have happened and this and that and the third. Let's see if he say, oh, you know, if I was in the studio and Serena Williams' husband checked me like that, I would have did this, I would have said that.
My issue is with LeBron James. And I just want to say for the record, LeBron James is full of it. And in this particular instance, as it pertains to his son, he is a liar. It's fresh out of a timeout. It was him walking to the basketball court. It was on national television. The cameras were rolling. And had I done something, what do y'all want me to do? You want me to act? You want this to be a reincarnation of Chris Rock and Will Smith? And let me state for the record that while we bring up...
Wait a minute. Is he trying to say that he was going to get into it with what? 7-foot LeBron James? Negro, please.
Fresh out of a timeout. It was him walking to the basketball court. It was on national television. The cameras were rolling. And had I done something, what do y'all want me to do? You want me to act? You want this to be a reincarnation of Chris Rock and Will Smith?
Okay, number one, Chris Rock and Will Smith, at least they are in the same weight class or something. So LeBron, he's trying, that's the sign of a narcissist, is when you really don't know you're in the same weight class. LeBron is still athletic. He's still muscular. He's still strong. This man right here probably hasn't lifted a weight in 10 years. And for some reason, we're looking up to him. But no, here they come. Watch.
Today's episode is brought to you by a scent that's made a legendary. This time, if you're on the phone, it is what it is. When I get a chance to talk to you, I'm gonna talk to you. But I didn't think it was a real pull-up. He didn't say directly, yo, I ain't like what you said about my wife during this time.
Charlotte going crazy in the studio right now.
I'm seem so goddamn crazy all the time.
You are crazy.
He wasn't there. I'm just saying that he's going to show up to the face.
Crazy.
I'm going to show you some petty shit right here. Watch.
Yeah, I disagree.
It's Alex Ohanian. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm a pull up regardless.
My bad.
Yeah.
You know, Evie.
But I will say this.
I didn't say there's nothing wrong with what he did. I'm just saying, if he really wanted to say something to his face, you say what you need to say to the.
I want to take a listen first to what Charlamagne said yesterday about Alexis checking Stephen A. Smith.
I don't see nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't a real pull-up. A pull-up is when the person is there and you say what you need to say.
Are you kidding me? They were on national pull-up TV. When Stephen A. Smith talked all that shit about all those women, it was on his show or national TV. So it was only appropriate Ohanian pull up the same way. Charlamagne is, and it's, look at all these Dusties. It's always Dusties defending Dust. Defending Dust. Dust defending Dust. Charlamagne hasn't been the best person to women either. So that's where this is coming from. Stephen A. Smith is a paid plant. Yeah, to disgrace black athletes and celebrities for entertainment. Yeah, bars. He's kind of like the black, who would that be? I guess any black, the black version of anybody from Fox News, I guess. Yeah. If he got fired from ESPN, that'd probably be his next move. What, New York to SF says, didn't Charlamagne run like a bitch from two dudes who tried to jump him, caught on camera? Yep. Has no problem cheating on women from what I heard. Here we go.
say to the person's face. Like, I know Alex is a busy
Charlemagne. I want to take a listen first to what Charlemagne said yesterday about Alexis checking Stephen A. Smith.
I don't see nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't a real pull-up. A pull-up is when the person is there and you say what you need to say to the person's face. Like, I know Alex is a busy person, but when First Take asked him to come on, he should have said, is Stephen A. going to be there? And when they said he's going to be there remotely, he should have said, I'll wait until he's in the studio.
No,
if he really
come on, please. Negro, please. He pulled up to all them women on his show. He pulled up to all them women on national TV. Ohanian in fact, that was more appropriate that he wasn't there and that they did it remotely. He's trying to save Step and Fetch It Smith's face. I don't know why. This dust floating around.
He wanted to say something to his face.
Well, what if they was like, look, this is the only chance. You don't get the call to play.
Okay, I'm rich. I'm Alex. Y'all want me here. Y'all need me more than I need y'all.
I feel you.
Yes, but he's promoting something too.
That was the weakest excuse ever.
I mean, he need to be there.
If you got to kill two birds with one stone. You can come promote your thing, but I need to say this to Stephen A.'s face. I stand on that. It's not a real pull-up. A pull-up is when you look at somebody in their eye. Okay?
You are crazy. I disagree.
I disagree.
It's Alex Ohanian. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm a pull up regardless.
My bad.
We know Envy.
But I will say this.
I didn't say there's nothing wrong with what he did.
And see, the thing is this, he's doing this to also disgrace Serena Williams. He's trying to bring Alex down to his level by semantics. If you can gaslight semantics, that's what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. And the painful thing are these men are leaders in our community, whether we want them to be or not. And that's why we have the situations we have right now. These are men we need to get rid of. They can do their thing. They can be on the radio and they can be on national TV. We'll just mind our own business and watch something else. They are not helping us at all. Alex Ohanian's helping us more. He defended Serena Williams is above all of these motherfuckers. He's the only one, ironically, Caucasian man was the only one who defended Serena Williams, wife or not. He could have made up a million reasons not to be on First Take. He didn't have to be there. Nobody would have blamed him. But he was like, that's a real man right there, where he says, fuck that. Stay in your lane. He did that. And I say it again, it's gotten so bad in our community that black men hate black women so much. It's like I say we because I have to include me, but we go out of our way to disrespect black women. It's bad enough disrespecting black women in general, but these motherfuckers are going way out of their way to do it. That is some hardcore manosphere shit right there, where they're literally going out of their way, in some ways risking their employment to disrespect black women. This on the shoes of Shannon Sharp, as Cynthia G would say, getting leveled out by a non-black OnlyFans model 1/3 his age. Henry Mars in the house. Indiana Mom. New York to SF. Bridget is here too. I mean, okay, let me drop the link just in case somebody wants to come up. But it's important for us to grasp this because really, quite honestly, the thing is this. This whole situation is a huge win if you had an argument for divesting, because what's the point? If you cannot even as a black man to disrespect a black icon, male or female, on national TV, like LeBron and or especially Serena, who has no freaking beef with this dude. What's the point? Do you really think white men can do worse than that? Ask this question to yourself. When was the last time a Caucasian man disrespected a black woman like Serena? Or a white woman that was an icon like Serena? They fucking forgot who Serena was. She's dang near 50. She could probably go out there and compete and win some more. How are you supposed to bring up the black community if you're insulting the icons in the black community? And they all do it. All these men do it. It's gotten so bad. Oh, yeah. I mean, y'all ain't gonna like, I made this thumbnail and it stopped provoking. Let's just put it that way. I might put it up or not on the next video in a week or two or something like that. But it's like, who are these niggas competing against? The Triple K? Who are they competing against? Who are they trying to be better than in a certain genre? You really have to think about it. It's like, wait a minute. You just insulted one of tennis's, a lot of arguably the best tennis player ever. And she happens to be black. How did that get? I mean, think about it. What made him say that? Who cares about Drake? He ain't even from fucking here. Great music. I guess if you like his music. Stephen A. Smith don't see women as women. They are below him to him. That's how he could do it. I think he thinks he's above black people too. He just happens to be in a black body with a step and fetch it kind of like accent. So it plays it off a little bit. Let me play some more of this.
He did. I'm just saying a real pull-up. The way the audience was acting, I thought that he was in the studio. The way the audience went
Stephen
crazy.
A. ain't say it to his face, so
He wasn't there. I'm just saying if you're gonna show up to the person's house and then say it, when the person's on Zoom, that's cool. But a real pull-up is face-to-face eye contact.
Yeah, and this bullshit with the real pull. That was a real pull-up. Stephen did his shit on TV. Ohanian said his shit on his show, physically on his show. That's more of a pull-up than what Stephen did. Man, let me calm down here. I need to. Maybe I should grab one of my. Nah, let me relax. Deontay, welcome to the stage. How you doing tonight?
I'm all right, DJ. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I mean, basically, my question is, Deontay, is like, what's the point? What good is black love or black respect or black support when you got niggas like Stephen A. Smith walking around? I mean, really. I mean, the point of the advantage we're supposed to have over other races of men is that we support our women, right? What's the point when literally white men are pulling up to defend black women?
Yeah, that's his wife. And I believe that Stephen A. felt comfortable saying that because he didn't think that Ohanian was that kind of guy. He thought Ohanian would probably just not say nothing or just let it blow over his head because, he just making a comment. But if Serena would have been with somebody else, like a black celebrity or something, he wouldn't have stirred that pot. He wouldn't have talked about that crip walking stuff. But on the other side of that coin, too, you said it earlier, Stephen A. does think he's better than black people. It's not just about the women. Stephen A. thinks he's better than black people. He thinks he's smarter than them. He thinks that he speaks better. And he's offended by other black people who speak well. If you watch Stephen A. over the years, like I did, like most people do, when he talks to like Louis Riddick, who is a football analyst for the NFL, Louis Riddick is a real smooth, laid back black dude, very articulate. You can tell like when they go back and forth, he feels threatened. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Stephen A. is trying to use the $50 words, as they say, and go deep in the dictionary, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But he's not doing it because he's just some super educated dude. He's doing that because he wants to stand out as if he's somehow intellectually superior. And he like kicking people's ass and making them feel like he's better than all the other black men out there.
Makes sense. Shout out to Henry Marsh. Thank you for the $25 super chat. Thank you, Henry. But yeah, I mean, it's like it's degrading. I don't think that he understands he's also degrading black people in general by what he does. Because if I was an outsider or let's say a non-black person, I'd say, what good are these black people don't like each other at all? That's what I would be thinking. You know what I mean? It's like it's like if Serena had like smoke for him before, I could sort of maybe see him doing that. But he's pulling these things out of left field. Jasmine never said anything about him. He goes after Jasmine. But the woman who won a basketball championship never said nothing about him. He comes. It's like, and it's not just like. Don't you find it weird that the pattern is that his pattern is fixed to successful, extremely successful, top of their field black women? That's scary to me that he's made that pattern quite clear.
Yeah, well, there's a thing for that too. Because like I said, one, he wants to show that he's better than all black people, period, when it comes to the intellectual field. And even in the political field. That's why he threw shots out at Jasmine Crockett like that, unprovoked. She didn't say nothing about him. She ain't even thinking about him. Then all of a sudden, he just gave his opinion, and he didn't care which way it went. He was really testing the waters, like if people would agree with him or not. He just wanted to see what she would do because he's trying to get pulled into these political circles, as you can see, and he's playing. Stephen A. is a conservative. Okay, he's a conservative. He's a Republican. And he keeps saying, "Oh, I'm independent registered, and I voted for Democrats a few times. I mean, Republicans a few times, but I voted for Kamala." Stephen A. is one of those dudes that he give you your accolades before he tear you down. He was like, "We got the wonderful DJ Torch up here, the great DJ. He's so smart and wonderful. Now, DJ, you know I gotta tell you, you ain't shit, right?" You see what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
he does that a lot. So he did the same thing with Kamala. He talked about how she was this highly decorated black woman. Then he would completely tear her down, and talk about her politics and how she really ain't shit. And then he would end it with, "But I'm still gonna vote for her over Trump." Like, no, the fuck you didn't, because you was on Fox. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
he felt threatened by Jasmine Crockett because she's basically the female version of him, only in politics, and that's where he wants to be.
Right. Exactly. Well said. Let's see what else this fool said.
Yeah, I'm pulling up regardless. I don't care if you're on FaceTime, if you're on the phone. It is what it is. When I get a chance to talk to you, I'm gonna talk to you. But I didn't think it was a real pull-up. He didn't say directly, "Yo, I ain't like what you said about my wife during this time."
Charlotte crazy in the studio right now.
I'm seem so goddamn crazy all the time.
You are crazy. And be crazy for a second in you, too.
Y'all be acting like I'm so goddamn.
I'm sorry, we're in 2025. A pull-up is a pull-up. If you do it digitally, it's a pull-up. Why is he trying to bring? I mean, that's the funny part to me. Is like, why is he being such a hypocrite? If this dude is worthless in the street. He's powerless in the street. That mic right there is his power. Whether I like him or not, I know one thing: his mic is his power. So to say just because Ohanian was on. Stephen A. Smith wasn't there in person. That's some chicken shit stuff. That's chicken shit. That was a pull up if a pull up ever was. In these days, in 2025, that's one hell of a pull up.
Yeah, live TV like that. I mean, everybody saw it. It don't matter if they was on camera or not. And because Stephen A. looked like he was nervous as hell through the camera.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm glad he wasn't there in person because he didn't want that smoke. When he didn't know that this dude was going to do that, and he knew that he was dead wrong. You up here speaking to somebody's wife. Again, unprovoked. Ain't nobody say shit to you. You just speaking on her, giving your opinion. But so the opinion you're going to give is that because you know that she used to date Drake, and this is a diss song against Drake, and she's from Compton, just like Kendrick Lamar is, and she was crip walking, that this was somehow some kind of personal get back at Drake. Like, look, I'm crip walking over the song that's destroying you right now. And well, I'm sure that's exactly why she did it too, you know. But how about this? Who gives a shit?
Right.
That Stephen A. tried to. What we always talk about on this show these days about when we go too far speculating, right? Like Stephen A. would speculate all of this shit out. Like that means that she's still thinking about him. That means she still want him. I would never let my. I'm like, dude. So you think that she still want to be with Drake just because she crip walk and dissed him on his own diss song? Like, no. Yeah. Drake has been talking about her and her husband and his songs for 2 years now. He's been bringing them in his songs. She deserved to do that shit to him.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is this great, an excellent point, by the way. But no, I mean, the thing is that if Drake had done something like more amazing than being a rapper. Like maybe he came up with a cure for like, COVID or something, or cured, cancer. Maybe then like, oh no, I don't know. No, he's just at the end of the day, Drake's just another a rapper, in my opinion. Now, I know he's super popular and all that kind of stuff, but still, the bottom line is this. He dropped smoke, he got smoke.
Yeah, Drake definitely got knocked down. You know how they say knock him down a peg or two? They knocked him down a peg or 200. Because, like, if you would have asked anybody 5 years ago, is Drake untouchable? A lot of people would have said, yeah.
Right.
Especially younger kids. Like, can't nobody touch Drake. Kendrick came through and just, I've never seen anybody get destroyed like that before. He sued his own record company. He was so distraught.
Right. I mean, and that made it worse for him. That made it worse because it showed him that he was really hurt and petty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't go to no, this is rap, dog. You take that loss. You don't go and try to steal your record.
You put a little bit of ketchup on that. You put a little maybe pepper on that L. Hot sauce, but you eating that L.
Yeah, man, just made him look way worse, man. Like it's like, and people already was making fun of him for. And see, even what we talking about right now, just goes to show you, like that girl ain't thinking about this dude, man. You know what I'm saying? She not thinking about this dude. But Stephen A, yeah, he think he better than all of us, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I really, the funny thing is that this is how the Serena Drake thing went to me. I heard the rumor, and by the time I blinked my eye, I heard the rumor they weren't together. So that's about it.
It wasn't like they wasn't together for no years or nothing.
No, I don't think they were together I don't even know if they were together for months.
I don't know. I just remember when they were dating, they were talking about it, and they were showing him at one of her tennis matches and all kind of stuff like that, man. But it was just casual. I mean, Serena dated a lot of celebrity men, over the years. So
yeah.
So it's not
I
like,
wouldn't say a lot. I mean, it's not like she dated 40 men. I think maybe I remember Common. That's a mistake for anybody.
Common be getting them ladies, and I'm talking about he gets all the ones that you think wouldn't go for that bullshit. Because Common not the bullshit kind of dude, but the pattern that he left behind him make it look like, how are you with all of these so-called, and I'm saying so-called because we just assume that these are really good women, right? And you're supposed to be a so-called good man, but y'all keep breaking them.
Now, I will say this about Common. He is the nicest hoe I ever known.
Exactly. Williams, Taraji P, what's her name? Who was Swiss Beats? Alicia Keys.
Taraja, the woman who just got the show. Come on, what's her name? She got one of the number one shows out. Damn it.
Jennifer. He with her right now.
Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah. He done got he was with Jill Scott for a minute. So you with Jill Scott, Taraji P, Alicia Keys, Serena Williams, Jennifer Hudson. Like he was with Erica Badu at one point. Like, dude, what are you doing? So yeah, I don't know.
I mean, to me, it's like, I mean, and the thing is this, I mean, I am a Common, or at least I'm not a Common fan, but because I mean, I liked his music and I thought he was a good actor. I liked him in John Wick. I thought he did a great job. But he a hoe. he's just like these. I mean, all of these women that he dated and said that he was going to. The thing is that he always made us think he was going to marry these women. That's the thing. I think that's what bothered me. Was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we're gonna. Here's the ring, and and all this kind of stuff. And the next thing you know, it's like he's like, oh, it just didn't work out. That's why I call him the nicest hoe I know, because I mean, nobody's like said, oh yeah, he was mean to me or anything like that. He just wasn't loyal or wasn't committed.
Well, it's just like you were saying earlier too. Um, like I said in the comments, I said at least he's honest when he said the reason why he didn't get married is because he know he would cheat on his wife. And see,
Yeah.
when you say it like that, he don't just mean he'll slip up and make a mistake. He means I know I'll be cheating on her constantly,
Right.
like daily and weekly. And to me, that's the honorable thing to do. They don't just breaking no woman's heart and starting no problems because you want to live a lie. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But he ain't gonna be able to run for president though without a wife. That ain't gonna happen. But yeah, man, I mean, a lot of them are in that situation too, man. It's like I try to think about it sometimes, but they just be honest, man. We just, as a man, you would never know what it's like, and it's in that position to have, especially the more famous and rich you are, you got thousands of women. I mean, it's like they
Well,
in
see,
your inbox.
here's the
Crazy.
thing, though. You bring up a good point. The issue with this, a lot of men, regardless of race, is that really, quite honestly, when it's one thing to love women in general, and it's another thing to be in love with a woman. But basically, a lot of these men are just in love. I wouldn't call it love, but they're in lust with sex because otherwise, after a little while, you get tired of it, right? You just, it's like, I remember, call me built differently or whatever, but I remember sometimes when I was in my 40s, I'd be like, damn, I could go fishing this weekend, but, Tina called me up and she wants to go out. And I'd be like, damn, which one did I want to do? And I thought all men thought like that, like, would be contemplating, other things in life other than just, being intimate with somebody. You know what I mean? But a lot of these men out here, that's all they think about. It's like as we've seen with Shannon Sharp, they'll throw the careers away for it, and because let's face it, Shannon wasn't in a committed relationship with this girl, but he was willing to risk his career and did, in addition to $25 million for some aggressive booty.
Yeah.
And lost it. I mean, they were never going to get married or anything. There was no future. Literally lost $125 million trying to get his rocks off.
Yeah, he was real sloppy with that one because he just trusted this girl with videos and recordings, and she was making her own recordings. Like when you in that position, you have to always assume that people are. That's what I've learned as well, looking at these people, especially over the last 10 years. Um, always assume somebody is recording. So if you go in somebody's house and they room and even in their living room, like damn near assume his cameras in there. I'm talking, especially if you're a celebrity and or you just got something to lose. Phone calls, you just think the same way. All of that. I mean, you see some of those recordings they had when he was talking that crazy racial shit was her recording their phone you didn't know about. So it's just yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to come up with excuses for him, But
No,
he,
I mean, just
no,
think about it. It wasn't even like he wasn't warned. Remember when Monique warned him?
yeah,
And she couldn't have been any more blunt.
yeah, she was dead serious, and he knew it
And
too. That's why he trying to joke it off, like, "Nah, dude, I think she's serious, Shannon." Like,
and just a couple months later, $125 million gone.
yeah, and he was making fun of Donnell Rawlings because his baby mom was 22 when he met her, and like, dude, you making fun of Donnell Rawlings because his baby mom was 22. Shoot, first off, he still with her after all these years, and secondly, dude, your girl was 19.
You brought up a good point. I don't know what's going on with this. It's getting worse than age gap. If you remember when I brought up to keep it on the real side, remember Kendra G had that young lady come up who was like she was a stripper and she had some other business, right?
Yeah.
And she got married at 16, but she already had a baby in her belly. And dude was the dude. Don't get me wrong, he was still a young man, but he was in his 20s. So I don't know. This obsession with youth is a huge concern. I mean, I do think, I do think Shannon's situation is worse because of the gapage, even though it was legal. But at least the other dude married the girl, right? Married the stripper when she was a girl. But that's the problem the manosphere needs to solve is shit like that. But believe it or not, it sounds like to me they're exacerbating it by saying, oh yeah, if you 30, you hitting the wall and all this kind of stuff. Because if you're hitting the wall at 30, then I guess that's where they come up with this, well, you should start dating kids at 14 then. That's what they seem to be selling.
Yeah, some of these guys are really obsessed with the young girls. Like, when you start talking about you want 18 and 19-year-old virgins, I'm like, you are really creepy. Because
Yeah.
honestly, hell, half of these chicks, I don't know how many. I shouldn't put a number on it because I really don't know. I'm just gonna guess. Some of them not virgins when they're 18 or 19 anyway. Some of them are losing that shit at 15, 16, 17. So
No,
eventually,
unfortunately, quite a few women with or without permission are not virgins. Let's put it that way.
yeah, but the way the law is set, is really they really leave that to the natural side of just the natural human experience. And what I mean is there's no law saying that children underage can't have sex with each other. That's why 16-year-old and 16-year-old can have at it all day. It's not against the law. They're the same age, even though they're underage for anybody else.
Right.
But I'm just saying that these weirdos that just sounds so creepy to me when you start talking about you want 18 and 19-year-olds just because they're either virgins or have less sexual experience. And I'm like, okay, I understand you don't want to be with a chick that's a complete whore, right? Yeah,
Right.
but chick is not a complete whore, especially by the time she's in her early 20s. Like, she's still, like, that's still good right there. What are you tripping about? It just sounds so strange.
It's funny to me because they seem to be moving that goalpost to me because as long as they desire the woman, she's not a 304 anymore. Because think about it, that one, the former stripper, right? Number one, she was a stripper, right? And everybody was saying, right? But she was the most popular person on Kendra's show in that show. You see what I'm saying? And then look at all these men saying they want, oh yeah, we want women that aren't 304s. But the first thing you hear them dating is an OnlyFans model. It's like, I remember when Melly used to have her show, right? And she would have women on there that were from OnlyFans, and those would be her most packed shows. Those would be her most popular shows. I remember when she had a woman on there. It was a Caucasian woman who said she was literally a 304. She called it more of a call girl or something like that. Most popular show. So it's what these men say, especially, in the red pill realm. It's a moving target. It's like, look at this. Here's a perfect example. Out of all the respectable women Kevin Samuels could have had on his show to show a fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive woman, who was the one woman on it that he featured? Let me just give you a hint. She dated a basketball player. Brittany Renner. Out of all the women he could have chose, and at least if he had her on the show, he would roast her, right? I mean, because she's as modern as you get.
Yeah.
Nope. He went out and bought her. He went out and bought her shit. On top of her being on the show, and he was submissive to her, but he gave Kendra smoke and all those other black women smoke. I'm sorry. Look, Kendra's more respectable than Brittany Renner is. Let's just put it that way. She's actually, let's just put it that way. I'm not going to say Kendra is more, is better than, Michelle Obama. No. But as far as like, if we're comparing who's a more of a respectable woman between, Kendra and Brittany Renner, well, it's not even close. Nothing against Brittany. It's just, one person has a career in radio and the other one doesn't. She has a career in,
Yeah, she's a 304, man. Like, ain't no way around. Like,
at least if you were only comparing women to women, yeah, she's a 304. Now, if you start throwing in some of these men, they literally have 500 women on their belt. So yeah, I do agree. She definitely is a 304 if you have to put her into the women realm. But yeah, just leave it like that. Anyway, I've been on here long enough. Any last words for tonight?
Oh no, not too many answers. Thanks for having me up, and I didn't realize you ever did back-to-back lives like this. I was like, oh snap! That's what's
I had to get something in on Steven because I had to get something in on Brian McKnight because that was he lied. In my opinion, he lied. That was some cold shit he did.
Yeah.
I mean, if he came on and said, "Yeah, it looks good for me," and yeah, I threw in my paper. Let's see what happens. That would have been different. But he was literally making it sound like he won. Like we didn't hear about. They had court proceedings and shit. If you know what I mean. And like he won, and that was it. So anyway, but yeah, thank you everybody in the chat. I'd like to again thank Henry Morris for the $25 super chat. Let me get right to this beat and get my shout outs in the mix. Everybody, this is DJ Torch. Here we go.
Love goes around. DJ Torch. Huh. friends. It's about to go down, baby.
All right, I'd like to thank everybody for coming through. I got some further pressure. Oh well, at least he's not hurting, waiting for EBT bars. Yeah, you know, at Natural Pressure, I believe she was she got awarded some more money, which she should have. Shout out to Bridget. Shout out to Jackie Gaines holding things down. Shout out to Team Mama. Shout out to New York to SF. Shout out to Indiana Mom. Angela Reddick. Henry Mars. That's Natural Under Pressure. Shout out to Ghost. Shout out to Phoenix Soul. Shout out to Femi. Shout out to the friends in the house. Shout out Mrs. Flozart. Shout out Rena West. It is not a party without y'all. Shout out to Tevin. Ladies and gentlemen, catch you on the next one coming up soon.